Hello there, it's Carrie Rhoades here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today's video is part of our 12 Days of Christmas celebration. This is day 2, and the challenge for today was decor. So I'm making a paper Christmas lantern using this die set, the mini paper lantern die set. I'll also be using the Frosty Flakes hot foiling set. So fun. And I'm doing the hot foiling on our vellum, white vellum, but I wanted you to know this pack also has pink, lavender, blue, and kind of a teal color that's very iridescent. So it was such a cool set of vellum. All right, I am going to cut out this piece right here. It has kind of a little tab on the end. That is the inside part of the lantern. So I put it off the edge of the vellum so I could fit 2 on that piece, so I didn't waste any. And then I've got 3 parts here. I have a piece of copy paper that I've cut down to the size of that vellum piece, and that's going to be a guide so I can lay out all my snowflakes and make sure they're exactly inside that piece of vellum, and then I can kind of create my own background. I am using some prism foil, so it's silver with the iridescent finish, and then my vellum. Now, when you're hot foiling on vellum, not all foils are as great at foiling as other foils, and not all vellum either. So you kind of got to play with it. I definitely encourage you to use a shim because vellum is thinner. It doesn't have as much kind of give as cardstock does. And I find that foils that have like an iridescent shine to them don't foil as well on vellum as they do on cardstock. So you'll see here that it's just a little lacking, right? It's a little skippity in parts. It's just not as great as it could be. So for my second piece, because I'm going to make 2 lanterns that are the same except for this part, I decided to use straight up silver hot foil. So we'll do that, and you can see that it comes out a lot better. Now, when you're doing this hot foiling with all these different snowflakes, there's really nothing holding them in place. There's no tape. So you want to be really careful when pulling off the platform, when running it through the machine. And this one did a lot better, but still there was a few skippity parts, but it's going to be inside my lantern, so it's not like a big deal. All right, this outside part of the lantern, I am cutting from some patterned paper. I have purposefully bought this striped red paper digitally so I could print it out and use red striped, diagonal striped paper whenever I want because I love it for the holidays. So use whatever you have in your stash. You could make a whole bunch of different ones with different pattern paper. But whenever you do the outside of this lantern, you want to make sure that you are using lightweight cardstock because you can see there we need it to bubble out in the center. So it's kind of hard to do that if you have like a really heavyweight paper. I put Rip and Stick on the edges of that piece and then on the flap of this one, but on the vellum piece, that flap, you don't want to bend it. It's not meant to be bent. The line is just a guide there to help you line it up when you are, curving it into a circle shape to create that lantern. So you're going to take the outside piece of the lantern and attach it edge to edge with the vellum piece, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. I also put a little liquid glue in case I needed to like rearrange it. I had the chance to peel it off and stick it back down if I needed to. I'm making sure that the adhesive is really stuck down. Also, I found that my vellum cracked on that line, so I just used a bit of Scotch tape, and I thought that's also going to help it not bend on that line. Like, this is not going to be cute if you bend it on that scored line of the inside part of the lantern. It needs to be flat, so it helps keep it kind of sturdy. All right, so then we're going to just roll this into like a tube shape and overlap the end of the lantern with that flap and just kind of press and hold that in place. And it's going to be mostly circular, but there's a couple things that can kind of help that one little section where the ends meet, and we're going to do those next. So there's this die right here that creates a handle for the lantern. There's also some pierced lines in the lantern that you can like put string through, or you can use to hang a tassel. You can make a tassel from this set, but I'm doing a handle, and since my cardstock was very lightweight, I decided to back it with a second piece of cardstock to make my handle a little bit more sturdy. All right, then for those other 2 red pieces, they're going to go around the top and the bottom of the lantern. I die cut those from some fun foam that's glittered. I put adhesive onto the back with yeah, the rip and stick tape again. I love this stuff. I use it all the time. This is the 1/4 of an inch size. We also have it at Trinity Stamps in the 1/8 of an inch size. So important to have both sizes, I feel, but this is definitely the size I use the most. I'm going to attach my handle to my lantern with a glue dot. Now you can see I'm going right over that seam with the first end of the handle, and that really helps bring that back into a circle. But once I add these pieces around the top, it's really going to help it stay nice and tight in a circle. Now, when you make your lantern, chances are your little strip might not fit all the way around if you've used a lot of layers, or maybe if you didn't overlap your lantern quite enough like I didn't do. So just take note of that, but I do have a little thing I'm going to do to kind of help hide that. So I'm wrapping that foam around there again. Also, the fun foam is great to do that outer portion, that rounded part of the lantern. It bends so nicely, so try the fun foam for that, as one of our designers has already done in a video on the Trinity Stamps channel. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I brought in my Santa mug die set because it has these cool holly leaves and berries, and I die cut them from the glittered fun foam, and I'm going to use that as a little decorative piece on either side of my handle. I thought it looked so cute, and glue dots work really well for this. You could also use some hot glue if you're into that. It would hold the fun foam on really well. You know, also maybe you don't want to use so many glue dots. I used a ton of glue dots on this. I mean, there's 5 right here, and then I'm going to do 5 more on the other side, and then even more for my embellishment, which are these lipstick red baubles. I thought I would take the largest bauble and use that to cover up the seam in that fun foam, and it just kind of disguises it, right? Now I put one on the bottom, but I only put one where that seam is because you don't see the bottom of it where I am putting this. If you are going to put this little lantern, let's say on like a tiered tray or hang it somewhere, then you would want to put the baubles all the way around on the bottom, like I'm doing at the top. So there's going to be 3 between each of those holly leaves. So 3 on this side and then 3 on the other side, and it makes this lantern, this little detail, I love it. It really gives it, I don't know, almost like a jingle bell on a belt kind of feel to me. And then I thought, oh my gosh, you could do these with silver so they looked more like bells, or gold. That would be really fun. But I love the red. It has a really like metallic shine to it. It just looks so good. All right, so what I'm doing with these is I have these battery operated LED tea lights. They come with a remote. I got like a 12 pack, I think, and you can change the colors. You can have it like rotate between the colors, so it will go like red, yellow, you know, all the colors. But I thought I would show you how that looks lit up. I like the red light inside of there a lot. Also, the white looks good, and you know, if you're up close to it, you can really see the snowflakes in there. I really made these to go with my decor because I like Santa and snowmen and lanterns, and red and white is my favorite. But you can change these up just by the paper you put on the outside, the pattern paper. And again, you could hang these on like your Christmas tree, put them on a tiered tray, really put them anywhere. They'd make fun little gifts as well. So thank you for stopping by and letting me share with you my 12 days of Christmas project with you, and this little bit of home decor. It's kind of fun to use your dies in different ways besides making cards. So thank you for stopping by. Be sure to check us out on Instagram for more of our 12 days of Christmas going through December 12th, and I will see you soon on the next video. Bye.